90 Day Fiancé star Greg Chillak is revealing what his surprising new job is after rumors of his wife Joan Crutchov being pregnant. Greg from Long Island is a 35-year-old man who married Joan from Uganda in 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. Joan came to the U.S. on a K-1 visa, but had difficulties adjusting to her new life, with her having to live with Greg's mother, Lucille, in her house. Lucille covered most household expenses, and Greg had declined job offers, creating strain with Joan over their financial future. But it looks like he's finally found a job he likes. "I have to admit my job is pretty amazing," Greg wrote in his new Instagram post while revealing what he does for work now. Greg posed in a Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter while also standing proudly next to military personnel for some pictures. "I'm getting to hang out with these guys and their insane equipment," he added. Greg also thanked his friend Jonathan W. for the opportunity in the caption. One of Greg's followers asked him where he works. Greg replied, "I work for New York State." Another fan, AdSweetSoap, commented, "Is this Republic Airport in Farmingdale?" However, Greg chose not to reveal the location of his job. Greg introduced himself as a baker during his 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 debut. He revealed that he dreamed of owning a bakery, but wasn't having much success in that department. One of the bigger issues in his relationship with Joan was his not being able to pay Joan's $3,000 bride price. Joan was aware that Greg was not financially stable. Greg also had approximately $8,000 worth of debt from recent expenses, including the visa and lawyers. The cameras showed Greg trying to get job interviews, but he didn't seem too serious about it. Greg had also turned down a state job. Greg worked as a freelance plumber a few months ago. However, for now, he seems to be happy with his new job, which could be the same one he had turned down on the show. Greg and Joan were still living in Lucille's house when they filmed the 90 Day Fiancé tell-all. Joan complained about the lack of intimacy between them due to Lucille's interference. Joan had not been on any birth control, and Lucille did not want any grandchildren while they were living in her house. Recently, there were rumors that Joan was possibly expecting a baby, but she turned them down. Still, now that Greg has a job, it's likely that he will or has already moved out of his mom's house. Joan was rude towards Greg's mom when she said it was her choice to have a baby, and Lucille didn't have a say in that matter. Greg and Joan's journey has just begun, and 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 is surely not where it ends. Perhaps Greg will be able to share more details of his job and living situation in a future spin-off.